What if I told you there's a family so powerful they don't show up on rich lists, they rarely appear in public, yet many believe they've shaped the global financial system for over 200 years? Sounds like a movie plot, right? But this isn't fiction. This is the story of the Rothschilds. And by the end of this video, you'll know what's real and what's just myth. The mystery deepens. You've probably heard the name before. The Rothschild family. It's one of those names that pops up everywhere, in finance, history, and especially conspiracy theories. Some people believe they're the richest family ever. Others say they secretly control governments, influence wars, and even manipulate global economies. But here's the thing, when you actually start digging into the facts, you realize something important. The truth is not as simple as people think. It's a mix of real history, powerful influence, and a lot of exaggeration. So instead of guessing, let's go back to where it all began. A humble beginning, 1700s. Our story begins in the 1700s, in a crowded neighborhood of Frankfurt, Germany. A young boy named Mayer Amschel Rothschild was born into a poor Jewish family. At that time, life wasn't easy for Jewish communities in Europe. They were restricted from owning land, limited in career choices, and often pushed to the edges of society. But sometimes, limitations force people to think differently, and that's exactly what happened here. Since many professions were closed to them, they moved into finance, trade, and money lending. Mayer started small, very small. He worked with rare coins, trading currency, and slowly built trust with wealthy clients. And that's where everything changed. The vision that changed everything. Mayer realized something most people didn't. He noticed that lending money to common people was risky, but lending to powerful people, that was a different game. Kings needed money, governments needed funding, armies needed financing. So instead of chasing small profits, he focused on big players. And this is where his genius comes in. If you solve problems for the powerful, you become powerful. He built relationships with aristocrats, royalty, and political elites. And slowly, his small business turned into something much bigger, the master plan, 5 sons strategy. Now, here's the move that changed history. Mayer had 5 sons. Instead of keeping them all in one place, he sent each one to a different financial capital in Europe: London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, Frankfurt. Think about this for a second. This was the 1800s. No internet, no instant communication. And yet, they built a network across Europe. A private banking system that could move money faster than governments. They shared information quickly, coordinated strategies, and trusted each other completely. This wasn't just a family, it was a financial empire in the making. War, money, and opportunity. Now, let's talk about one of the most controversial parts of their story, the Napoleonic Wars. Europe was in chaos. Nations were fighting, armies were growing, and every war needed one thing: money. Huge amounts of it. The Rothschilds stepped in as financiers. They provided funds to governments, helped move gold across borders, and became essential to wartime economies. Now, here's where things get interesting. There's a famous story about the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Some claim that Nathan Rothschild received early news of the British victory and used that information to dominate the stock market, buying low, selling high, making a massive fortune overnight. But here's the reality. Historians still debate this story. Some say it's exaggerated. Others say parts of it are true. What we do know is this: they were incredibly good at information and timing. And in finance, timing is everything. Rise to global power. As the years passed, their influence grew. They weren't just bankers anymore. They were involved in government financing, infrastructure projects, railways, mining, international trade. One major example, the Suez Canal, a project that changed global trade forever. By connecting Europe and Asia more efficiently, it reshaped the world economy, and families like the Rothschilds were right in the middle of these transformations. By the late 1800s, they had become one of the most powerful financial families in history. Myths versus reality. Important. Now, let's clear things up, because this is where things often go wrong. X. Do they control the entire world economy? No evidence supports that. X. Do they own all banks? Not true. X. Are they secretly running governments? No credible proof. But V. Were they extremely powerful historically? Yes. V. Did they influence major financial systems? Absolutely.
V. Are they still wealthy today? Yes, but not uniquely dominant. Today, power is much more distributed. Major financial control lies with institutions like BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. These firms manage trillions of dollars and influence global markets daily. The real lesson, most important part. So what can you learn from this story? Because that's what really matters. This isn't just about one family. It's about understanding how power is built. Here are the real lessons. V. Focus on high-value opportunities. V. Build strong networks. V. Think long-term, not short-term. V. Control information flow. V. Adapt to changing systems. That's how empires are created, not through magic, not through secret societies, but through strategy, discipline, and vision. Ending. Strong CTA. So next time you hear a conspiracy, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this based on facts or just a story designed to feel powerful? Because the truth is, reality is often less dramatic, but far more interesting. If you want more deep, powerful stories like this, hit subscribe. Because here, we don't just tell stories, we uncover the truth behind them.